Okay, so hi, welcome. I'm glad that you joined us. It always feels good to me to meditate with other people. Helps me stay dedicated to it. So this is just a mini meditation, really approachable, mindfulness and metta. So mindfulness is the easiest kind of meditation, just paying attention to the now and with a sense of kindness, sense of neutral kind of observation. We'll begin with that. I'll guide us a little bit, and then we'll move into kind of a more focused meta aspect of the meditation, which really will just be bringing warm thoughts, loving kindness, compassion to uh, ourselves, to people in our lives, maybe who feel hard or hard situations, and then expanding that out. So just warm feelings. So we'll begin just in any comfortable seat, any kind of chair on the floor. You can be laying down, doesn't really matter how you are. And close your eyes, let yourself get comfortable. You can meditate with your eyes open if you like. It would just be a relaxed, like gazeless gaze. And let your hands fall down to your lap. Your arms get heavy. And just as we get settled here into the mindfulness, take note of your body, how it feels this morning, noticing the parts of you that are resting against the chair or the floor, and whether or not it's hard or soft, how the surface feels. Starting to notice if it's comfortable or places that feel tight or effortful, and places that feel relaxed. So, especially bringing that attention to your hands as your fingers relax. And even sometimes we wake up anxious and really in our head. So let's just take a couple deep breaths to make this shift to paying attention with a little bit more kindness and less judgment. So breathe in through your nose and exhale out of your mouth. It's just a loud, audible sigh. Breathe in through your nose, out of the mouth. And one more. Breathe in through your nose, out of the mouth. And just resting here, resting the body. And we really come into the mindfulness now. So just paying attention to what's coming up. It's like watching the dialogue in your head if it's there. And also watching our comments on the dialogue, like what things come up automatically. My mind tends to label things. So instead of being really attached with that right now, I'm just noticing what's happening. And while noticing, just allowing some relaxation as the back softens. The arms feel a little bit heavy, feeling some tension maybe in the head. If there are emotions in your body, noticing what's there and labeling it does help. So where is it in your body? Where are things? Feel my heartbeat. Feeling your breath. And we do this almost as if we're practicing with a puppy. or a kitten, something that we love, we would just kind of gently steer the puppy back in the right direction, gently using our hands to move the kitten over and adopting this mindset, this mindfulness with ourselves. So as your brain, your thinking goes back to the past or worrying about the future, just come right here to this moment, full of this moment. The sensations in the body are a good way to do this. So noticing your jaw, how your feet feel, whether or not you have shoes on and it feels constricting. Feeling the material of your clothes on your body, different spots. Feel your eyes, let them rest just a little bit. And if you're squeezing anywhere really tightly, maybe just soften it a little bit so the stomach or the forehead, the third eye. And the best part is you really can't do this wrong. So since it's like dealing with a puppy or taking care of a kitten, we just adapt this really gentle way of sitting with ourselves. So as the mind goes back to what it wants to try to figure out, just bring yourself back to your breath, just sitting here right now. And maybe there's a sense of peace that comes up. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't. We're just mindful of whatever is there. You can't do it wrong. You can't be wrong. It just is what it is. So now that we're a little more present and relaxed, we'll move into a metta, more focused aspect of our meditation. And since we're calling this mini, don't be afraid to readjust. Don't be afraid to sit up or change your positioning a little bit and move your hands and get resettled. Even opening your eyes and then letting another breath out. Think of something or someone that you love, like an easy one, like a certain chair in your house, spot where the sun goes, or for me, my cat Sibby, and I just love her. This is unconditional love. When I see her sleeping, curled up, just so peaceful, I just feel this warmth and love, like she couldn't do any wrong. I feel a softness and a tenderness for my cat, and she lifts my heart a little bit. And so whatever, whoever, or wherever you're thinking of, start to think about it a little more and notice the feelings that come up for you, the different characteristics or aspects of paying attention to it, this thing you love. And notice if that does bring up any feelings in your body. For me, it is a sense of calm. It's just a subtle relaxation when I think of my cat. in the stillness of her sleeping. And then think of your connection to this thing, this object, and how when you're there or you're with it, next to it, you can direct your love and attention towards it with a smile, maybe with a hand, and you feel some warmth growing in your belly and up in your chest around your heart and your face. Get that little energy lift, like some tingles or circulation around the middle of your body. And wrap that feeling back around the object, the person, or the place, almost like you were taking your arms around it. Maybe you picture laying in the sun outside, feeling held by the rays of the sun, not worried about it, but held and nourished. I think of my cat sleeping in the sun and coming up to cuddle her. And so let's bring that feeling to ourselves. Now, as if that object or person or place or thing is coming back to embrace us. Maybe there's a visual aspect to this, or it's just some kindness redirected towards ourselves, but feel yourself embraced, held, really held. Held with love like a mother or an angel or a very, very soft blanket. Like a hammock, like having no restriction of time, but feeling peaceful. Really held. Try to stay with that feeling of feeling held. If there's one person in your life, even if they are not here anymore, even if it's a child, when they run up to you and throw their arms out, or a grandparent, this kind of unconditional love, where it gets through all the stuff on the surface, just down to your core, down to your being, your spirit. Seeing past all that stuff and just loving your spirit, holding your spirit. Like sun on your spirit, around your spirit. This deep connection, deep forgiveness, deep compassion. And then let's take this feeling and expand it out. And you've got a choice here. Maybe you want to send it to someone who is a difficult person in your life or a situation that's challenging at the moment, or your neighborhood or a family. Maybe something that's not even that loaded, but just to the tree across the street. Send this loving kindness out. And your mind might wander, but then you come back. There's a truck that just left from outside the window, and it's much more quiet now. Sending this love, this kindness out. And it can be out to a list, or you can stay focused on one person. Maybe it's someone you want to thank. I'm thinking of my mom right now and moving past all that stuff just down into her being and just embracing, sending this kind of unconditional love and compassion to her, kind of forgiveness. And it's simple, it's just like a smile. It's not complicated. And I want to expand that feeling. You can follow along with this or stay with your own intention. I feel like I want to send this feeling to our country, to America, and it being almost America's birthday, looking past all the stuff, all this history that we label as good or bad, just to like the soul of America, the place of America, and all the people that live here, all the different kinds of people, all the different kinds of places in our country, all the highs, successes, and all the lows, the richness of the experience here, the hardship, the struggle, but also the pleasure and celebration. And in my mind's eye, I picture my arms getting really, really giant, just like a superhero, and just hugging what looks like the map of America, sending kindness out to anyone struggling and to anyone alone, to anyone hurting and afraid, to anyone that's never ever had the feeling of being embraced. To people that have never felt the feeling of being down, that have never been in hardship. Send kindness to them to soften. Send love to the polarities. And I'm just picturing now, I don't know if you've ever watched like sage burn to do smudging or Palo Santo, but you get this picture, this little flame on the end of a stick. You blow it out and there's a little ash and there's some smoke coming out. And taking that smoke with let's say a feather or a fan or your hand and just blowing this smoke, this cleansing smoke all over the whole map of the country, up to Alaska and down to the bottom of Texas, around in the Great Lakes, Upper Peninsula, up to Maine and Florida and the ocean, the cities and the buildings, the concrete, and down out and around the mountains and the lakes. And then breathe in and breathe out of the mouth and just helping anything negative go. Just staying with this warmth embrace. Loving kindness, Metta, it's this Buddhist principle. Unconditional love and compassion. Now bringing our attention back to ourselves, sitting here and mindful of sitting here and how we feel now. And it feels good to send out loving kindness. Just resting in some of that residual mindfulness and peace for the last moment. Noticing again if you're thinking or what your mind's doing, how your body is still in the present moment. And we can just set an intention as we get ready to end our mini meditation that some of this metta will stay with us today, some of this mindfulness and compassion, the softness and warmth we can stay with, help it and hope for it to stay with ourselves today and through the holiday weekend. And remember that, especially in mindfulness meditation, we can't do it wrong. You don't have to try that hard. It's just, it is what it is. I'm really grateful that you came to participate today, and I can feel sitting with you, even though it's through a screen, and I wish you well. And then you can just start to wake up, let your body move a little bit. Turn your head side to side, wake up your fingers, your hands. Coming to, take a little stretch. Not perfect, but it feels good. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.